Alright, hello and welcome back. We're right there. So, I went ahead, I did it. I've got 100% mastery, archetype mastery on all characters. Took me about 13 hours. And everyone has their ultimate weapons. They got the King's Sovereignty for the Prince, the Dynastic Blade for Stroll, Save the King for Hulkenberg, Gilman's Hidden Blade for Heismay, Heroine's Fan for Juna, Mystic Vizier for Yuva, and Axe of the Old God for Basilio. Now, just time to go fight Luis and finish this.
Look.
We should be able to proceed from here to connect to that odd light, I suspect.
Yep.
It feels Mogul from here. When we cross, Luis will be waiting.
At last.
At last, the time's come to decide a true victor. This will be the final time we fight Luis.
I'll definitely...
We can't allow the royal magic to be used for destruction. It's up to us to stop him. Let's bring the curtain down and end this farce once and for all.
Should we keep going?
It's all been building up to this. Ready? Time to deal with Luis.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. Let's end this.
I confess, I did not believe you would actually survive the gauntlet.
Oh, please. Think about what you're trying to achieve. Nothing could stop us from getting to you.
I can accept that you hate injustice. Maybe we do share that. But I have to ask, Luis, why go to this extreme? Is it because you're elder? You saw your village destroyed for petty, evil reasons. Is this revenge? Revenge? Ludicrous. That would accomplish nothing. An entire tribe does not become so derided to the point of genocide by authority figures alone, but by the vice of the society in which that ignorance is born. Indeed, it would be equally petty of me to take only the heads of the few familiar guilty. For my own satisfaction, no less. No, I would not repay injustice with injustice.
Then why? You drew the entire nation into your scheme without hesitation. If not revenge, then what would compel you to such ends?
It is true that I was born in the ancient sanctum, but I never held any fondness for that place. The elder have long lived in hiding, clutching the truths of the world to themselves alone. A tribe of doors locked and secrets encoded. I wanted to change that isolation, and then, at long last, a man from outside the village came to visit. None other than your father, Prince.
That's...
Though royalty, he dreamed that the tribes might stand side by side as equals. And he rejected none of our village's history, however inconvenient to his worldview. I saw him with the eyes of a child. And for the first time, I felt a dream stir. Were there more idealists like him in the world outside? Was my life of hiding at an end? Under the canopy of that gloom-thick forest, all I wanted was to leave and live upon the open plains beneath a wider sky. That was all. As for what happened to the ancient sanctum afterwards, it is a story you've already been told.
It was set aflame and crushed beneath the church's heel. The sanctist warrior monks and ordinary guardsmen alike, all in the palm of Forden's hand.
Neighbors and kin I'd known all my life were soon nothing but ash on the wind. Too quick to realize their own deaths. I was but a child, trembling before a wall of fire. It was a massacre. It had nothing to do with any hate on either side, or retaliation for any perceived offense. It was only pure injustice. A selfish act of devastation. One thought alone burned in my mind. I would never let it happen again. And so did I walk onward.
It was tragic.
Thus,
I choose to make this a land of eternal, perfect equality, even should it cost my life. I shall return the anxieties endowed upon this scepter, and let it be heard. To burden others with your own fears and responsibilities is cowardice. My royal magic shall craft a world where that cannot be. Such cowardice dies.
Let me go. Yeah, what Lonely was
Lonely
thinking.
way to see things. That's what turned you so cold-blooded, eh? First I've heard of it, but... Sorry. Means we got all the more reason to kill ya.
Luis! You're not describing a nation that condemns evil. You're describing a nation that's entirely blind to it. A land of amoral beasts, not people. In the end, I think you're still trapped. You've been stuck in that night of flames all your life. You don't trust anyone. That's why you can only imagine a world apart from you. Unless you can face that anxiety within yourself, then you're no different from everyone you've rejected.
So be it. From the beginning, I have championed world order determined by power. All that remains is for me to realize my truth by burying you beneath it. You are not the sole wielders of these lost archetypes. I am Luis, bearer of the royal scepter. With only a thought, the power of kings is mine to command.
What?
Behold, and I will reveal the secrets still beyond you.
So going Omni on us. Ooh, this looks like. I guess this is the safer Sephiroth form.
Come, we decide our world's future here. Our land is consumed with anxiety as it has never been before.
Dude, could you put some clothes on, please?
Foundation for my new, better world.
Really don't want to look at
You
that.
are but an audience, powerless to tread on history's stage. Let it begin.
We fight for your
All right,
ideal
let's
world.
see if this works.
Accept your fate.
Take him
Formation of vigor.
Only the
call upon
strong
the royal
can prevail.
Do I have these people? Do I have them in the wrong order?
Let's not. Come on, help me out.
I might. I might have messed up here.
I knew you'd help.
I owe you.
Much thanks.
I won't hold back!
The heroes cry.
For all
Let's get on with
I
it.
believe.
I should wait. Yep, peel the stone cleaver.
Right on target.
You think yourself
Okay.
equal to a Ujief's agility?
Nice
Stay
proclamation.
awake.
There's no one here fights alone.
Yes.
The fantasy in your heart.
Royal sword.
Give it all you got.
Yes! Easy! Wow. Like, there's gotta be a phase 2 or something, right?
And yet,
Man.
I think we've won this one.
so the power I have now is not enough. The Magla drawn to the royal scepter has faded more than I expected. Just as I thought. I would be a fool to underestimate you, but I made a decision that day. Even if history remembers me as a destructor king, I will put an end to the injustices of this world.
What? What are you?
Is he gonna turn himself into a human?
Clearly no half measures will do. If I'm to take your lives, I must stake my own, and all its power.
can't get close. 'Tis a tremendous aura.
I have a vision, and you will interfere with it no longer. Wait!
This is airship.
Gauntlet runner.
Luis still has the royal scepter. If we let him buy time, there's no telling what he'll do.
Bloody hell! We can't even go after him.
There's no time to go back down to land and reorganize. We'll do whatever it takes to get that scepter back before the dawn.
Do I have another dungeon to go through? Like, this is like the never-ending game.
Everyone! That bastard Luis took to his Skyrunner!
Yes, we know. Can you go after him?
It'd be suicide, lad. Though, suppose it's too late to back down now. Well, I was saving some reserve power for the trip home. But if we're using it here, we're using it here.
Alright, Gauntlet Runner's near its limit. Even if we catch up to him, we have a way to get into the care of this. When we have a choice, we need to put a stop to Luis to the destruction he would cause.
Well, chums, batten down the hatches and brace for the storm. Hop to it now! Get in! I'll just fire up the...
Look over there! Enemies! Ugh, of all times! Wait, how many are there? Where did they all come from?
He's trying to slow us down. Ain't like Luis to put off a fight, but I suppose he's too cornered to be picky anymore.
Hold on! The old girl's still barely holding together. She can't take off that quickly.
What do we do?
Your Highness, you get in the runner first. We'll buy you some time for takeoff.
We can fight them together.
Wait.
No.
Or is this gonna be a one-on-one at the
Get
end?
the Skyrunner off the ground, it'll all be for naught if anything happens to you. No need to fuss anyway. We'll just kick them around for a bit while preparations are underway. Does that work for everyone else?
Fine. Suppose I'll keep you company.
Had you not suggested it, I would have done so myself.
What else are we gonna do? Twiddle our thumbs inside while Norris does all the work.
Nearest, don't let us down now.
Right. I'll get it done, damn it. Hop in, Your Highness.
Well, let's do this.
We hold the line!
That was very cinematic.
We must endure this.
Hulkenberg!
Yo, who turns into a dragon? What? How do we call having that ability?
Got it. We're powered.
Not good. They're going for the Skyrunner.
Not on my watch.
Let's wreck him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sure you want to die next to me, old man? Thought you ate platypus.
Aye, it's true I don't understand you and I never will. But I know I don't hate you, boy.
Let's go!
Aye!
Oh, this is so dramatic.
We fly!
noble must protect his people! Take this!
You realize this ship? Is he? Oh.
Finally, I've earned my title.
Yeah, looks like they're faring too well here.
She flies. Straight and steady.
Our kingdom is in your hands, my prince.
We gotta go back! They're going to!
We can't go back now.
We have to!
Take cover in the back. You made my dreams come true. You and the rest of them. If we live, we'll meet again.
What are you?
Let's fly!
Okay. I guess that's one way to get on board. Josh Allen won the NFL MVP. Okay. I mean, I can't really argue against it. But it should have been Saquon. But it seems always good to a quarterback.
You've lost everything, and yet still here you stand. I must say your audacity is almost admirable. However, you rejected me, and I will not relinquish the royal scepter. Since we cannot come to terms, we can only decide this through battle. I have but one final question. Prince, do you wish to stop me? Or do you wish to be king? What is it you truly want?
That? I don't know. I don't know what. I feel like it's the same thing. Is kind of a cop-out answer. But both I want to stop you and I want to be king, you know, they're both true. It doesn't matter? Like, is that it? I'm gonna say it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You must hold ideals of your own. When will such empty ambitions come to fruition, I wonder? In life's balance, dreams that don't come true are equal to lies. But it hardly matters now. My ascension is complete. With my own hands, I will tear apart these lie-laced dreams and bury the past. Here ends the royal bloodline and the legacy of the archetypes. We stand on the threshold of a new dawn, a new age.
I can't listen to any more of this. What new age? What do you know about him? All you do is destroy. You refuse to believe in dreams. That's why you can't believe in anything that's gradual, complicated, and slow to change. All that means is that you give up on everything. You'll never be
Looked like he like a little freck.
You're nothing
on
but
his
a
face.
coward
I was like, is that?
trying to escape this reality for one you made up.
The time for words has passed.
Alright, so is this gonna be the final fight, one-on-one?
So be it.
Oh, I see he decided to take off all his clothes again. Well, almost all his clothes.
Such intense magla!
The quintessential force of the archetype. Is this all?
Such strength! How? It's happening so quickly!
Behold! This is the Royal Scepter's potential. Resist no longer. As I said, I would rather not force needless death upon you. Embrace it once more. Take your true form and become worthy of my new world.
Oh, was he turning into a human again?
You are unfazed by the melancholy. Yet you thirst. Drink deep of the magma.
Not again!
What?
He pulled out another heart. How many hearts does this guy have?
Stop!
Ooh, that don't look good. Did he just kill himself?
This can't be! Wake up! I said wake up! Hey! Please!
My obstacles are clear.
The boy
Open your eyes!
is no more.
Wake up! Please! You have to wake up!
Where? Are you awake now? I summoned you just in time. Do you remember what happened? What you've done? I left out my... I'm frankly amazed you would go to such lengths, even to fight back against the spell. If I hadn't saved you, you really would be dead. But rest assured, you're finally safe. As for where we are far, far away from that hellish world. Do you remember the first time we met? I was sure you would find a clue in your journey that might reveal where in the world this place is. So I believed anyway, but I was wrong. From the start. This place is... It was never of that world to begin with. No. Maybe there's a better way to put it. This is a place that exists between reality and fantasy. In other words, the world we've been living in is fantasy. The journey was all an illusion.
An illusion? There's nothing but despair in that world. And it will never get better. It's an endless, painful, irredeemable hell. I'd always believed that creating a utopia was possible. And if there was desire, then I thought maybe one day someone would achieve it. But I came to realize I was mistaken. In the end, a fantasy is just that. A fantasy. But all that primordial chaos only exists in that world. The world of reality is nothing like that. Really, it's an environment you should know quite well. You've come to know so much of it already. Through text on a page. Now, behold!
Wait, is this the real world?
Isn't this?
Indeed, it's the world I wrote accounts of in my novel. Until now, you've thought this world a mere fantasy, but it's not.
So the world I know is all an illusion. And the world of the novel is reality?
Surely you already know. There is no deadly magic, no prejudice between its people. Now,
okay, so it's not the real world. It's not like our world.
Has been nothing but a story, just a fantasy. Then this can be your perfect reality.
What is going on? That's a great question.
Your journey of revolution was just a passing dream. Let me take you back to reality, child.
Yeah, what about the
What happened to
friends?
my friends?
You don't have to worry. As long as you can accept that this place is real, everyone will be safe.
Something about this seems fishy.
That world is past any point of redemption. Change is impossible. The royal magic was supposed to be the turning point, but it was all for nothing. In the end, people don't want their world to change. They just want someone to be a sponge for their infinite anxieties. That's all. You can't blame Luis for wanting to end that cycle. How could anyone accept that they lived in a world that miserable?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I want to give up. I don't trust him right now. I haven't had I wasn't sure about him for a bit, and then I was like, okay, maybe he is good. But there's something about this doesn't seem right.
Even so, I don't want to give up on it.
Come on, snap out of it!
What?
Her voice.
My, such disbelief on your face. But once you stop to consider it, the ideas fall apart. Come now. Magic? Some otherworldly force capable of anything with anxiety as its fuel? A fanciful idea to sustain a fantasy world. Illusion. All of it. Those curiosities in academia, they were there because of the place's connection to true reality. And not even they could endure.
It was really all an illusion, even magic?
You still don't believe me. Why is that?
Well, I feel like this might be. I think this place could be real. Wait, no, wait. Maybe this is the. This is the fantasy. Maybe. Yeah, maybe this place isn't real.
I know it's not real.
But why? What unfinished business remains in an unwinnable battle? If I hadn't saved you, you would have died there. You don't have to chase your fears and anxieties based on some misguided concept of justice. It was all illusory, and there is no shame in accepting that. Reality is a monolith. Reality is unchangeable. So stay here in Utopia, in the place you loved reading about so much.
It's not a utopia.
This place, it isn't a utopia.
I've been thinking about it for some time. Does the novel truly depict the ideal world?
You mean you deny it? Will you deny that the world of the novel is utopia?
I understand now. It's hard to say it, but this place isn't an ideal world after all. And
I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right? Music was the first magic this world ever knew after all. Makes the road a little easier, right?
I have come to know echoes around me, rousing my spirit once more. Magic hasn't been lost.
My friends, they were as real as anything I've known. Why won't you understand? Please, I don't want you to die. I can't lose anything else.
So who is more?
I see. I understand now. I remember. I had indeed lost everything. Despite my lofty ideals, I lost everything. Academia, the woman I loved.
Is that his
even my
dad?
only child. Reality isn't just cruel. It's cruel beyond any hope of change. That's why I had wished for someone to strike me down and end my misery.
You hoped for death?
My name is Ethludius V.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I once reigned as king.
That was kind of a little twist I wasn't expecting.
Or I'm half of one, to be accurate. I was born of the very magic that split the prince in twain and gave rise to you and this place. No, it is not real. We are inside the book you hold. It served as your key to visiting me. This was the form of my youth, when first I entered the ancient sanctum. Perhaps it would be best to call me a discarded shadow of idealism. I once took such joy and passion for my ideals. I truly believed that I might end the strife and discrimination that plagued our people across nigh endless years. But the tremendous incomprehension and injustice that defines our world, it was more than I could bear. It broke me. And Luis is likely going through the same thing. I want to save you from that despair. I understand now that I would do this as your father. I could not bear to lose my child a second time. If you stay here, at least you'll be saved. Do you truly still want to leave this place and risk your life to face a reality you can't change?
Oh, I know if I stay, I've already lost.
If I stay here, then I've already lost.
You are on the cusp of dying at Luis's hands. Is that not proof enough that we lack the power to change reality? I can't let you throw your life away against that man. I must stop you. Even if you come to hate me for it. Fantasy is a curse, sweet in seeming. And if I must save you from it, I will
We're gonna fight
teach
Dad
you
now?
what reality is. I suppose how it
Okay.
goes to travel the world someday is destined to be only another unfulfilled dream. Archetypes embody the power of heroes who sought to change the world. And even having mastered such power against Luis, you could accomplish nothing. I wrote all my ideals into my novel, but my love's death showed me how empty it all was. You cannot sacrifice your one life for an empty dream.
I have to try at least.
Why can't you see that those ideals will only invite ruin?
Alright, are we gonna fight or are you just gonna keep talking?
Else, you must live. That world is beyond your help. Beyond any utopia. You must face reality, my son.
Come forth, royal soul.
Yeah, I guess we'll hero's cry.
You must face reality.
And then get hero's proving.
Behold.
Royal splash. Okay.
So you would vainly struggle onward.
I think we're gonna win this fight pretty easily.
The novel I wrote for you seems to have kindled only ideals of naivete in you. Then even my folly has come to haunt you. My mistakes poison your life. As your father, you leave me no choice. I will put an end to this madness. Why? Why don't you understand?
Just in case they don't restore my HP, you know, before I'm sure we're gonna fight Louise again.
You found your ideals. Haven't you always dreamt of utopia? Why did you resist it now? Why refuse me?
It's okay. By this power. You better be
I
sure.
don't think I have to do that.
Still up?
Why?
Well, maybe I should have.
You were my first reader. You of all people have to understand.
I'll cut through.
What?
Okay.
So this is what it means to truly strive toward an ideal. What irony. After I spoke of fulfilling my dream alongside you.
So, okay, the only thing is I'm got a question right now is that so he's the king, and he wrote the book. And he wrote the book about these places he, you know, visited on his travels of these ideals for like this utopia. So where did he travel to that these ideals existed? Because these ideals don't exist in Ukraine, it seems like. Is there another world? Is there like another world besides this world and that world?
Archetypes brought to such heights in so little time. If you go back now, your ambitions will avail you nothing. You'll only die a dog's death. What is it that drives you so?
Yeah, oh yeah, we're going here. You gave up, I won't. Oh yeah.
You gave up on your hopes, but I will not.
What? You think I chose to give up? Are you this determined to cling to your beliefs? Is that truly what separates us and keeps me confined here? Such power. Can it be? No matter how dire your fate, you never gave up. You surmounted every barrier, gathered and united soul after soul, and now, at last, across 3 nations, 8 tribes, and humankind, to unite heroes across such abyssal divides would require surpassing power. The king of all archetypes. Is that the role you would seize? A true king in body and soul.
Do you hear me? Your Highness!
Oi! Wake up, Your Highness!
Oh no, not the power of friendship!
Their voices reach you? Even here? It would seem your future is not yours alone to decide.
My friends are waiting for me.
The support and ardor of your allies. Yes. The very power that reveals paths beyond your own perspective. I see. That is whence you draw your power. Neglect anxiety, and magic will lead to ruin. Even before the war of destruction, the downfall was foretold. Yet still, they met their prophesied end. Perhaps archetypes are the will of humankind of old, left to us. A plea that we learn from their failures that we might rebuild the future ripped from them.
Oh, we know it can't be done alone. I want to try. Yeah, we know it can't be done alone.
We don't know that it can't be done.
But we don't know
Fascinating.
that.
Even as you face down
I guess that's kind of the same thing.
Depression of reality, still you persist. Still you seek the world's unknowns as precious possibility. I see. Well, if you can believe there is more to the story than the end I see, then it is yours to tell. Once you return to reality, this place will surely fade as the dream it is. I, myself, will not be spared. Unlike you, my other half is long gone. And any reunion, lost. But if I truly am the idealized soul and hope of your father, then before I fade, I entrust you with the power of my life. Not as the author more, but as your father, the king.
Are we gonna get a new power now? The city before me fades away. I am back in academia. I wrote my ideals as a fantasy novel because I believe that there is power in fantasy. Though all my story ultimately did was trail in the glories of the past, perhaps yours will show us the true power of fantasy.
Now then.
But carry on as you would, make your final preparations. My time as Moore may be coming to an end, but I can continue to serve you in that role. It may very well be my last time here. I should ensure I leave with no regrets.
Well, now that
Okay, after Seeker's research allowed me to close the book on it, it's already well beyond the scope of anything I could have imagined.
Hello.
Oh. Alright, do I have anything left? I don't have a double summoner's mask. I don't have any double white mask. Oh. Well, that's... Oh well. Don't have a mind mask either. Damn. I'm gonna create one of these. Alright. What's here? We got something new here. We're attaining the form of the royal magic. I finally understand it all now. This is unmistakably the formula for the royal magic invoked by the king. The royal magic brought about a series of events perhaps best described as catastrophic. Damn, Drew, come on. But in the end, it also granted my wish, the arrival of a hero. You. The cogs that have been set in motion can no longer be stopped. I entrust the future of his kingdom to you. Okay. Anything upstairs? Doesn't look like. Yep. I guess we just leave. Alright, later, Dad. You leave here, you'll never be able to return. You're certain you've done all you need to. When you leave that door, a predicament awaits you. If that's even a strong enough word, Luis transformed into a demon, and at his side, death itself.
However,
you have already overturned your fated demise once. If you do emerge victorious and become king, you will truly have proved your ideals correct. The fantasy is not just an empty dream, but one with the power to change the world. It seems as though my novel has outlived its usefulness. Feel free to leave the old book here. From now on, you'll be the one writing the story, your own true tale of fantasy.
the kingdom rests in your hands now. If there is yet any value to believing in something beyond us, prove to me that fantasy has the power to color reality. Now, onward, O King of a new dawn!
Everyone! He's awake!
Is he all right?
Thank the stars.
Did they patch up the hole in his chest? Well, looks like
Considering
it.
it was we who engaged Amata's gambit, this must be rather humorous to him.
We pulled through, thanks to Neurus. Can't believe he caught us mid-plummet on that busted Skyrunner.
Well, don't leave out Heis, mate. Wouldn't have expected his wings to be so handy.
Never again.
We're in good shape. Our wounds have already healed. It was all so fast. I'm still a little shocked.
True. It's bound to be everyone hoping the best for us below. Like what Luis did. Only the magic working in reverse. What?
Oh, look who it is. Naked boy.
Why? Why do you still stand in defiance? What drives such tenacity?
Luis! The world is full of injustice. Not everything you've said is wrong, much as it hurts to admit.
Yet, you would give up because you see no other way. And no future can come from that. We may struggle with fear and anxiety, but we shape our own destiny with our own hands. I have no doubts.
Yes, you're a man who has endured tragedy. It's foolish, I know, all this talk of belief. I know well. That said, if you cast aside all belief, all that remains is to endure a slow death.
As for me, I believe things can change. I have to. Singing and believing aren't so far apart, right? Even then, my songs touched you too. I know they did.
After I'd idealized my death more than I ever did my life, thanks to a chance encounter, everything changed for me. Now I can hope for the best, without fearing for the worst. The possibilities are endless. If you ask me, that's what magic is.
Luis, you got all these people who believe in you, because you gave them a shred of hope. And now, you want to crush that hope. Maybe you're the one who's scared. Deep down, you're afraid to admit to yourself, you're the one who's hopeless now.
Luis, the fairies came to live in the Sanctum. But do you know why we chose it? The Elder Tribe. We admired the people of humanity. To make our dreams into realities, we have to trust each other. When people do that, that's what makes them so amazing. If you deny the power of trust, if you make the world a place where it can't exist, then you're just plain wrong!
Fools. These false foundations. Who in their right mind could promise such fantasies? I will never let injustice be repeated. Never again!
Oh, is he transforming? Yeah, please cover yourself up if you're gonna do that.
His
Hello?
aura is entirely different. It's a magla burst. Luis is becoming a human.
I believe I called that earlier.
No choice now. We prove ourselves with all that we are!
Let's go then! This is our final battle!
Are we sure? We've said that a few times before.
Again, the world must be shattered, and again it must be rebuilt anew. You will die in tribute to my ideals, Prince.
We will win this. For the sake of our world.
Oh, we've got 3.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
Well, we're gonna find out. Formation of Vigor.
Our new world and its ideals.
Come on.
Masquerade Charge.
I owe you.
My thanks.
Behold, I'm all prepared.
What is this? Deals 9,999 damage to all enemies. Yeah.
I'm counting on you!
Give in to anxiety.
Oh, I guess I should have done Hero's Cry there.
Too slow.
I can't believe it! That's finesse! Beautiful dodge, Heisman!
Okay.
After me!
I've got... That's one enemy. This one's all enemies though, so I'm gonna go with this one again.
They die hard. The world of old.
I'll use what I must.
And its people.
I'm barely staying awake.
Come on! Follow me!
You can
Yeah.
I knew you'd help.
Helpful as ever.
Much thanks.
Our new world and its ideals.
We'll do this together.
Have no need.
I can't do it on enough turns, I guess. Then let's use the Hero's Cry. Oh, come on, game. Don't start stuttering on me now. Come on. Behave. Be nice to me.
Let's make an end of it.
Let my power support you.
Let us.
Well, I got one mask down.
I leave it to you.
The pass.
Just a dance for you. Please, after you.
Work
Pass. Yep.
Coordination is key!
2 masks down. Got 1 mask to go.
You struggle in vain. Give in to the truth. Your fantasy has no meaning whatsoever. Shatter!
I see your game.
Finesse! Beautiful dodge, Heisman!
After me!
Fearless Stone Cleaver.
Up to you.
Right on target.
You think you're so unique? Face me. That all you have?
No one here fights alone.
And its people.
You can do that. Helped.
I owe you.
My thanks.
We'll do this together.
We will go with the Royal Sword.
Get after it, Logan.
Nice. Is that it?
My world! My perfect world! Not yet.
Of course.
I refuse. I won't let it end like this.
Is this his like Joker phase?
A sacrifice. You will sustain the strong. Oh, weak one. Oh, peon.
I've not heard Peon in a very long
Has
time.
gone out of control. At this rate, even a man of Luis's mental strength would lose his grip on sanity.
In the end, even he couldn't escape his own anxiety.
Then by his own logic, we've got to put him down. The weak deserve to die. The bastard's own words, yeah?
If he saw a threat in our power, then let us wield it.
You can't just believe in nothing. Nobody can rely on themselves alone. It's a pitiful way to live, and it's time we put an end to it.
All right.
Luis Guiaban! Here and And now I will strike you down!
Okay, it's time to do this! Give us our final call to arms!
Come on, everyone. Let's go!
This is our last chance. We've come this far. We have to end this here and now.
Actually, no, let's not do it yet. Formation of Vigor.
Our new world.
Now for a grand
Masquerade Charge.
Helpful as ever.
Much thanks.
There is no power.
Oh, I got that back. Nice.
In the name of... Let's make an end of it.
right on target. Nice
All
one,
right.
Stroll.
A wise choice.
Pass.
Follow me.
Well, come on. That helped.
I owe you.
My thanks.
We'll do this together.
Royal Sword.
Still here?
Oh, we've almost got him.
Do this.
Is that good? Might do it. Done. Tell me that's it. And holy shit, is that old formation of Vigor, Heroes Cry, Masquerade OP. That is so OP.
But why? Why is it still beyond me?
Dawn breaks.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
Who's their face on there?
Does this mean he's won? I'm not dreaming this.
He did it.
Not yet. I have my ideals. Witness!
Oh, come on. Don't tell me there's gonna be another fight.
Everyone's fighting their fear and anxiety. Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world.
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You've wielded the power of kings. It's time to stop following in their footsteps. Now it's your turn to take your place with them.
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
What? What's going on?
Oh, we finally get find out what this is for. Oh, I totally forgot about that thing. I thought it was the teleporter.
Now, die!
We know. Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream with the power to change the world!
Guess that's the king archetype. Quest clear. Save the country. I did it.
That must be the Lord that governs Utopia in all worthy champions. The hero's archetype. The king. I see. At long last, fantasy has become a force that frees people from anxiety. The harbinger of change for a deadlocked reality.
The people hath chosen my son. With that, my tremendous gamble hath borne fruit. Thus it is that my duty here draws to a close.
And now, the novel you wrote with such passion will finally begin a new chapter.
It's totally give me the elder woman he fell in love with, isn't it?
Could it be? But how?
While flames swept through the sanctum, I cast a final spell to abandon my body and survive in soul. I became an immaterial being among the fairies. I had to, so I might provide guidance to the child on his most perilous path.
The power of the archetypes. Was that your doing?
No. All I did was awaken them to it. My voice carried the words they needed to hear. That power is no great and rare treasure. It is something that might be grasped by anyone with the will to change the world. And anyone has the power to change the world. Those children proved as much. Now, that boy has grasped the courage of a warrior. All dragons who still roamed the continent have fallen by his hand. For what greater embodiment of the impossible is there than a dragon? And he now possesses the power and will to quell those forces.
I see. Then he is not so weak a child that I must hold his hand. I am truly sorry. I lost all the power I once knew. I saw the sanctum burn, and you. I lost you. Once they took our child from me, all my remaining hope went with him. And so I placed my faith in the royal magic. I believed that if this world would choose him, there would still be hope.
This shall do. That boy's fight, and ours, is finally over. The people no longer need some mystic relic or some lofty magics to soothe their fears. They have found the strength to overcome it within, provided they can turn their anxiety into strength and never stop walking toward the unknown. Reality will ever change. Their world shall be one full of possibility.
This isn't about the throne anymore. It marks the beginning of a new era, led by those who are truly worthy of the people's trust. Almost the appointed time now. The day is dawning on a new king's reign. And with it, my true passing. However, if I may truly end my life with pride in my boy and my love at my side, I've no regrets.
It's been a long road to this moment, hasn't it?
It has indeed. But for our son, a new journey now begins.
So it looks like is everyone gonna get a happy ending?
Heed me, all people of the kingdom. Dawn breaks and the appointed hour hath come.
He speaks. With the announcement of our new king, everything finally ends.
I now settle the long contested succession to the throne. They who hath gathered the most faith from their subjects amassed. They who hath overcome this fierce contest. the throne's new sovereign, I now reveal. Behold, your new king of your kingdom united.
Certainly did, love. He really did. Oh, I still can't believe it. That boy pulled it off. His Majesty, the new king.
I won't accept it! The new king is Count Luis.
He can't just crown his son after all. That's cheating, that is. Rise up, people! Riot!
There's always some.
Not be permitted. Settle down. The tournament is over. Our new king has been decided, and the royal capital falls under His Majesty's rule. Threaten it, and you shall face the wrath of the crown theocracy's warrior monks.
Bloody fantastic. They really did it.
Quietude descended once again upon the royal capital, and the day of the new king's coronation arrived.
Coronation really crept up on us. There's a lot of people in the crowd.
I hope I can do this.
Don't tell me you're nervous. After everything we survived already, stage fright should be nothing for you.
My heart's pounding.
All the
Yeah.
same, my heart's pounding out of my chest.
Is it? Nothing you're not used to then. It's just like with the archetypes. Just keep your head high.
It'll be fine. We'll keep the crowd warmed up for you.
Your newfound dignity suits you well, Your Highness. But I suppose you have outgrown that title. Your Majesty. Yes, that too suits you well.
Majesty, I hope I can live up to that title.
By the way, saw some of them Senate fat cats hovering about, acting like they've been supporting us from the start, of course. Always on the winning side, eh?
Better than the alternative, no? Especially since we've got some Luis diehards among the people.
I hear that many are concerned about his proficiency with statecraft. To be honest, I'm not so sure myself.
And their concern is justified. It's not as though I swayed the entire kingdom to my idealistic views.
Juna will stand as moderator at the podium. His Majesty will only be asked for a few brief answers. First, the people would know how you aim to lead them. How will you respond to that, Your Majesty?
Change the
We have
world.
the power to change the world. All of us. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'll strive to do my utmost. With all of you at my side.
That's fine. The people have about had it with pompous monologues. Better to say what you mean with determination.
Still, there are a lot of people in the crowd who have never supported you. How are you going to respond to them?
I'm gonna go I'll let my work prove my words.
I'll have to let my work prove my words. With results, I hope everyone can feel that our future will be brighter.
You went from a nobody to the top seat in the nation. No need to puff up and bluster anymore, what? You'll do fine.
A ruler must only stand tall. The rest is not done alone. We are with you.
Indeed. And we're no strangers to more practical work. Whatever our tasks, I'm sure we can handle them.
Well, it is time to make your first appearance as our king. Let us brace ourselves.
Good luck!
Yeah.
Thanks for always having my back.
Well, let's go. To His Majesty, the new king!
I wonder if she's gonna sing.
All right, a warm welcome, please! His Majesty, the new king! Your Majesty, you're so young!
Please. My king, your subjects would hear how you intend to lead them.
Relax, okay? Take it easy and use your own words.
As a ruler, I've much to learn. I cannot say what I'll accomplish. And yet, I believe the world can change by our hand. And to that end, I will face any odds.
Now, Your Majesty, a few more words. Naturally, some under your rule now supported other people in the race. How do you respond to their voices?
There will be times I let you down. I know that. Only results can prove my intent. But still, even should you oppose your king, you can always believe in your own future. I will make sure of it.
A nation where dreams and fantasies are always in reach. Will surely be a challenge.
We'll make it happen.
There you go. If you can pull that off, you'll be the finest king we've known. Well then, this is it. Your attention, please.
No lord remains for you to kneel before. Please take the crown with your own hands, my king.
Long have I awaited the arrival of this day. This journey has reached its end. He came to know the goodness of a hero's heart, and became the king his people had always hoped for. But as this journey ends, so another begins.
New Game Plus!
I'd like you to watch over him on his path for a little longer yet. 1 year has passed since the arrival of the new king.
December 35th. Oh. Didn't realize there were 35 days in December.
Hey, heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Montario Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress is none other than Lady Juna.
What? The songstress?
Well,
Yeah.
she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Luis, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic. Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researcher's findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace.
I do believe it's already been a full year. Only natural that there would still be unrest among the people.
Even the royal knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything, and now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Haisme Noctul, no less.
You believe that? The royal knights, led by a Uchief of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to His young majesty. Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation. It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
People are smiling more now, but smiles won't solve the multitude of problems we still face.
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him. You don't suppose?
Bah, can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Suppose you're right.
Oh, come on. You're telling me he just walks around and no one really recognizes him because he doesn't have a crown on?
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load. And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, this decoration doesn't suit me. How would Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait! I'm coming with you! Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
And then, well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up Sanctists. But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other Sanctists what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Sanctifex and the Saint Lady last year. got their own struggles, I expect.
As authority weakens, power falls to the hands of those who have never wielded it. We must ensure it does not corrupt and give rise to a new conflict.
Not like it excuses all of them or makes me want to go up and shake a saint's hand, but you really put some perspective on it.
You'll come to understand them.
You'll come to understand them.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good, honest work? I'll get you squared, eh?
I'm glad to see more optimism in the world. Still, it will take more than that to effect true change.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts? If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be. Either way, let's keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the lady captain of the Royal Guard...
Enter Hulkenberg.
I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud.
Phew. So you were here.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, Your Majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juno would be back from her expedition today.
I suppose I have no choice.
What is it? You have unfinished business. 'Tis settled. I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Point taken.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scoundrel, surely. Right, Your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, Your Majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
All right.
Maria, where are you?
Let's go.
This reminds me of the first time Maria went missing. It seems so long ago now. She might be praying in the Grand Cathedral, just like back then. We're heading for the Grand Cathedral. Why not go talk to everyone else first? They're all in the royal capital to prepare for the new year, so let's find them. Oh. So there's no more to do. Alright, guess I'll go talk to everyone. This game really doesn't end ever. Oh, hey Hulkenberg.
Come now.
You finish your business outside the palace. Please promise you'll return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. You take this as my pressuring you not to venture out. That's not it at all. Only that as captain of the Royal Guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. Sounds awfully formal there, Captain Hulkenberg. Well, that is, think of your station. How else would the Knights Captain address the land's king? The overfamiliar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank and file guards. It said, not a day goes by, but I don't reflect on our travels. Now only a year past. I will be gaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but a wanderer, searching in vain for the prince. It was through you I learned he yet lived. And in the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And so,
I never tire of the faces the younger guards make when I tell them of the time you acted as witness to my duel. You mean your duel with Udante? Yes, thanks to you, I was able to face him with eyes forward and put my past behind me. I'm pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Udante's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for those in power, but for the people. And as champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect you, our king.
well,
Do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you do, though I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. I know they protect not just the king, but the ruler who stands beside his people and hears their voices in clarity and truth.
this I
I
vow.
will protect you with my life, as I have always endeavored to do. As I have always endeavored to do, Your Majesty. Only let me stay by your side to do so.
What do you want to do?
The store people we can talk to, but you really want to go see Maria now? Yeah, we're gonna go talk to other people.
Not see me.
Alright, let's see what else we can find. Anyone by the
Peace.
Alright. Hey, Alonso's here.
Pleasure to see you.
Well, why hello, Your Majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duties. The constant fire from the knaves of all trades, con artists and critics alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous, no?
But...
Yes, it's been tough, but I'm glad we've managed so far. Quite right, your critics are loud and open with their barbs, but plenty more have put their faith in you. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes that they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course, all in a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. Quite an outlay I've made, I should hope.
Hey.
None of my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become, but I'm doing my damnedest to use my talents for good, as I always should have. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yes.
I hope so. I was such a problem child. I'd like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy.
Now that you mention it...
Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember Dataron, my hometown's landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He since confessed his crimes in his awaiting trial. You were the one who awakened his conscience. Makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it.
Thank you.
I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you. And I'm proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule, the day will come that even we Nydia can walk about freely in our true forms. You're curious what I look like in my true form. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, shall we?
Thanks.
Have I ever been this way before? Oh yeah, I have, okay. Lena? Hiya, boss. Oh, dang, I suppose I shouldn't be speaking to you so casually, huh? Again, we were rivals, weren't we? And Kading Workshop's the official workshop of the Palace Engineers now. Not that it's here nor there. Besides, I'm glad you got the crown. Still, lots of humans out there you'll have to deal with, and you'll need a gauntlet runner to get them. Kading Workshops thanks you for your patronage. Oh, Norris! Oh, what brings His Royal Majesty here? Come to feel the wind on your face too, have you?
Aha!
I know how it is. I have the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau. That's a mouthful! Wow! I can research as I please now, but something's missing. But I threw off that stuffy old uniform, came to gaze upon the runner in the way I do.
About that.
I feel like I know what you mean when you say something's missing. I knew you'd agree. I think my bones are aching to feel the wind. I've ever missed the days of dashing hither and thither in the runner.
Perhaps.
I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given to a man who used to skulk about, modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet? Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver a fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatial plates. It would change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit, stuck. At the beginning. Under the development. And it's times like this I need stimulation of the mind. You have anything that might do the trick? Are you going to send me on another relic hunt? Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you pop back in with one, I remember how I could hardly contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relics themselves were better off left untouched, they've become the guiding principles of my research, you know? Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on future generations is no engineer at all.
However,
though it's no small feat to design with a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary, even I struggle with it. And I'm a bally genius. Ah, I knew it. Well, I need a stimulation, Your Majesty, you know, like the soul-shaking speeding quiver of a drive engine. Let me know if you ever want to go out for a spin, won't you? Our dear old girl sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff. I feel like, you know, as a researcher, to me it just seems like it makes sense for him to actually be traveling about the world more, you know, doing research. Like I get, you know. Jin. Ah, is that Your Majesty? What fortune to bump into you at the end of the year like this. If there's anything in my humble personage that may be able to do for you, your radiance. I am at your service. Say but one glorious word, and I shall most happily.
Honestly.
Okay, only on a bit thick, aren't we? It's that forked tongue that got you in trouble last time. You hear me? One wrong move, and I'll turn you over to Basilio. You've got to turn your life around. Of course. I'm assuming that Brigida's gonna be over here by her. Yep. The king himself, out browsing the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. Anything you'd recommend? One igniter in particular, in fact, though I'm afraid we're all sold out of it at the moment. The igniter made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store is packed with families and children. I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the Igniter Consortium. Can't help but think that if I had been in the position sooner than the church's violence, the treasure of that village could have been prevented.
Brigitte.
What matters is how we move forward though, right?
Yes.
Indeed, I can dwell on the past all I wish, but it won't change it. In the future, on the other hand, I took up this post after I was nominated by my colleagues. In other words, I suppose that means people have expectations of me, and that I too am a spoke in the wheel of change. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons can ever disappear from this world.
Yet.
It's all the more reason I hope that the reasons for people to build them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can with all that I am, just as you do.
Speaking of...
Ah yes, do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. But there she was, sitting beside them. Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I commit in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Oh, she got her doll back. That's nice.
Greetings.
Working hard as ever, Larry? Are you going about town listening to what people have to say? Myself, I've just come from the Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievances and disputes as Chief Magistrate.
Well,
our court has taken on common grievances?
Yes, of course.
In the past, we were busy with cases of violence and theft, but those have decreased remarkably. As you're undoubtedly aware, in the past many citizens were sentenced to hang without so much as a trial.
Alas.
The police report things are different now. Anyone, regardless of race or status, can tell their side of the story in the court and be judged equally and fairly. It just goes to show anything is possible, even for a priestess to become a chief magistrate. My brother is making great strides as village chief. He never hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think.
The reason is...
As I said, no one knows what the future holds. It's all the more reason I try to guide people to good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime. So I practice what I preach.
Now that you mention
The other day, I went to visit Obi's church and inquire with those who are sick there about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them. Is Obi doing well?
Very well.
Yes, we practiced dancing together, and then we showed her mother. All of them are ready to ease into working again. Hearing them made me reflect on all the people who still need our help. Until now, the only hope those people have is God.
I do believe...
But to fight for them to have options, under laws and systems that they can rely on in addition to higher power. A country where all the tribes of all their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need.
Because...
You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you'll allow me to keep walking alongside you in this. Jero. Or Godot.
Right.
Are you surveying the city incognito, Your Majesty? Your escorts would be aghast. Not that I think anyone is truly capable of harming you. Are you aware our faith in the Sanctus Church plummeted after our misdeeds were exposed? I admit we were arrogant and unjust, wicked in custom, but people have found salvation through the Church as well. I intend to restore the Sanctus Church to its true purpose, to offer salvation to those in need. As Sanctiarch, and as someone who was saved by the Sanctus faith myself, that is all I can do to return the favor. Alright.
Wonderful.
Let's go back to this way. Where's the shops? I bet you there's be someone by the shops.
want to go back to the old kingdom.
All very nice.
Rick's candidate. Here, talk to the shop owner. Oh, what does Julian have to say? Well, Your Majesty, running around Sunshade Row at this time of year, you must have some very particular tastes. As you've heard, there's unrest across the land as the oppressed are rising up and revolt against their oppressors. But perhaps that news hadn't reached your walled garden here in Grand Trad. History books may not be kind to this era. Goodness, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you just endorsed rebellion. Don't you realize how your dangerous ideology has become the spark of new threats? The dimwit of the world only fan the flames. Only fan the flames with their anxiety. Be it people or monsters, to be dissatisfied in our nature. Alright, jackass. Because he's not one of my supporters.
Stupendous. Say there.
Along this road? Don't go too far. Milo, oh, Your Majesty, it's already been a year since you've ascended to the throne, and 1 year since I lost my bid for it. Looking back, I have no regrets. I'd not have been able to defeat Luis in the end as you did.
Yeah.
You know what I expected, really, but I believe in your power, Your Majesty. While not acquiesce on all fronts, you know, you needn't look further than your 6 partisans, your merry little band. I can appreciate your faith in your inner circle, but to reward them all your key posts, why, one might suspect you of collusion. My country requires views from all walks of life. Or put it another way, why not appoint me your prime minister? With my guidance, Ukraine would become a land of true beauty. Just when you think he's about to make a decent point, he applies his own angle. Let your guard down around that guy. Yeah, really.
Young man. How grand.
Oh there!
Oh. Lady Garuda. It's been quite some time, hasn't it, Larry? You've matured a great deal in a short year since I last saw you. Rumors of your rule have reached even the sanctum, similar kinder than others. Taking the reins of a runaway country must have its share of difficulties. Your face tells me as much. A proud child who could do little more than lie on the brink of death has come so far. Goodness, years come so easily with old age. I did nothing. You're the one who achieved everything.
But
Glad to see you in Grand Trad, Lady Grood. The curious thing. I received a rather forceful invitation here, you see, from one of your friends, the girl named Juna. Goodness knows how many times she's already come to visit the sanctum seeking instruction on magic. Some of the villagers are rather smitten with her. Declared that I wouldn't feel welcome coming to Grand Trad, she would have a highway built directly between the capital and the sanctum. Oh, Juna, and she probably would. There you have it. Now then, Larry, or rather, King Larry. 1,000-year seclusion, the elder tribe may soon come to an end under your guidance. And yet, the journey ahead of you will be hard. The dreams you hope to achieve will feel just out of reach. So do stop by and show your face around our forest sometime. Your mother cannot do so herself, but I can whip up some of her favorite dishes in her spirit.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Well, that's very nice. Okay. Third way to see where everyone's at? Oh, yes. They do appear on the map for me. Hey, Katarina! Oh well, if it ain't the big man himself, good timing, mate. I just got back into town myself. Long time no see, Katarina. Ain't it been? I've been out traveling since I took the reins on the secret recon team. Hard to believe it's been half a year. Crazy doesn't begin to describe what's beyond the sea, the sights, the magic, everything's so fantastic. I'm already itching to get back out there. I'm not especially keen on dodging the bloody cannonballs when my ship gets too close. Lots of tension out there, but what country isn't a little tense? Everything from the customs to the way they think is so different, my head spins. Makes all the tribal bickering seem right dull if I can speak my mind. This country's changed for the better. Well, I turned over the throne to you.
Hold on.
You turned it over to me, did you? Yeah, I knew you'd do right by the therapist, so I bowed out early to give you a fighting chance. Just kidding. My cohort have found jobs, and some of them have even picked up new skills from being out at sea so long.
See you soon, I hope.
But don't worry your kingly head. I'll have it all whipped up in the report for you. Do something proper kingish with it, will you? Hey. Hey, Stroll! Skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say, Hulkenberg is on the hunt, the classic game of cat and mouse, though who is which I dare not say. It's been a year since you ascended the throne, but it's like you've hardly changed. Or should I be more pretentious? Forgive me, I'll try to act more like a pretentious git from now on.
No.
That's rich. Without royal blood in you is positively wasted, my friend. What are we to do with you? Not that I can talk, I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself.
Even so.
You know, I see now that even those at the top have their struggles a little too clearly. A general's duties feel overwhelming at times. There are lives hanging in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make, and I do find satisfaction protecting those lives.
Hey.
Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center? I, a fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead, and my people were little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly wouldn't have saved the Hellions.
Thank you.
I have seen the joy in their faces to you. I think I said before, but again, thank you.
That's...
You need to give yourself some credit, Stroll.
No.
I still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you. You've a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always, it's my role as a warrior to be the vanguard.
That's why.
The titles may have changed, but I'd like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me, now and always.
Say there.
Hey?
All right then.
I see him.
Lovely, that.
Arden! What an unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No guards with you today. Ha, don't worry, I'm no tattletale. I myself just left a meeting going over how the provincial governments are doing. You mean for the new year?
So,
how are things in Martira? Oh, it's as lively as it used to be, and we owe it all to you, Your Highness. Or, oh, Your Majesty now. Duh. He's a king now. That dodgy mess you cleaned up for us feels like ancient history now. I'm pleased to report as head of the provincial lords, it's something with good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns has employment up and overall welfare too. Each town has specialities and wisdom to offer. When we combine our heads, there's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I'm happy to share my failings so others don't repeat my mistakes. Are things all right now?
But of course.
Indeed they are, but townspeople play an active role in policy and administration. I'm not bearing that weight alone. Of course, some lords are like I was once, and would rather manage things at their sole discretion than leave things to the people. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious, what with all the proceedings and disputes.
Then again.
So changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble.
Brilliant.
Choosing the king of our own will was all the inspiration we needed for change.
Lovely, that.
Hey.
all right then. Let's head there right away.
You missed one on San Romeo Street. Maybe I was just speeding by too quickly. Lady Juna. Aw, her witch's hat. Aw, she's adorable.
My king.
Oh, there you are, Larry. Heard you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear your diary for me soon. What inspection?
Hold on.
Really? Do you need to go back to bed? You were the one who sent me to the Mage Academy, were you not?
Well?
The Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing and we're already processing admissions. I don't really actually read words, I guess. I must say, I'm so surprised you appointed me, of all people, to be the Academy's headmistress. I'm very looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. Oh, and shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy of all places. But in the reconstruction, they stumbled on the little guy in some kind of observatory supposedly used by a king long ago. Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone in that cold, could he?
So...
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping the cat. Feels like fate, you know?
Speaking of which...
Speaking of fate, on my way back, I met up with Mirdis.
Now we're talking.
He's been keeping well, I hope.
Yeah.
Moving well, her growth has been fine. She's a fairly prominent singer about town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights, her and music and me coming face to face with magic again.
Hey!
But remember, music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others, and when they make hearts well, why, there's no end to the magic. Just you watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted, and if it makes the world a better place, why, isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Well, taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts. Wait, is the cat?
Wait a sec.
Wait, isn't that the cat from Academia? If that place was made of magic, how is it here in real life? To say nothing of how he could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in snow, that shouldn't be possible, right? Mystery after mystery around here. Remember, we served as the last king to build himself a study in the Mage Academy. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? Wonder what His Majesty, what more felt when he put this little guy in Academia. The cat tends to himself quietly, utterly impartial to us. Wonder if it is the same cat.
All right then.
Let's go.
One more on Sunshade Row. Alright. It's like Esme and Basilo.
Yo.
Hey, I'm expecting again. Seems the right pain to me, but I appreciate you going to all that effort. Making your rounds, Basilio?
Hey.
Yeah, Captain of the Tredian Brigade reporting in, and I'm pleased to report that there's nothing to report, Your Majesty, so I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful in it. Still, I used to call myself a captain besides. We've even taken in some survivors from Luis's troops, you know. Don't you worry, I've got two eyes on them even when I ain't looking.
But
I see it, they weren't the ones trying to make the world worse. I just gotta show them how the power is supposed to be used there. We owe it to you that there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer are turning to a life of crime to make ends meet. Dell could see Grand Trad today, his eyes would bug out. And not just Dell, a lot of the guys who didn't make it. I only wish they could have seen it for themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, same, but as long as we keep them in our memory, it's as close to Salem as we can get, Vinca included. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears, so I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them what didn't to protect it. Maybe I've got nothing to report today, but it's not like bad people just stop being bad because you're king now.
Thank you.
You've been through a lot though, so thanks for not giving up on us, or the world for that matter. You spotting trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me at it, I'll solve it quick like.
Oh.
Well, I see our king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Hulkenberg was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I'm on break myself.
Just.
Only try not to frustrate your royal guards over it much. They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. Bah, who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming titled. To be more bizarre, a Ujief outcast, once a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, made knight commander. There was, of course, some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually. They didn't look further than the outcast who became their king.
True.
Indeed, you face no shortage of persecution, and look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different, spread across all the tribes. I've realized over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not a country make.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people as a symbol and a representative. But the king and those around him were of mixed tribes. It has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even with those in the rural villages.
Now that you mention it.
Just how is Tadari these days?
Yes.
He seems as busy as he can handle, and now they've resumed trade with other villages. Coordination inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken, and that even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself. Soon enough. And someday, I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history books.
We shall.
We've a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge the path toward it, Your Majesty.
All right then.
All right. Just to the Grand Cathedral now, talk to Maria. And I think that's finally it. We'll finally get me done with this game. Oh.
Lovely, that.
No, like, I'm enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun, but you know.
Wonderful.
So?
It's time for it to be over. I think we've all heard. I think we've heard all we can from people. Should we head to where Maria is?
That reminds me.
Being here sure brings back memories. Remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament put the throne? She was crying back then, though.
But
things are different now, though. You can say that again. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideals are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. It reminds me, what's up with the book you've been carrying around now? Is that the one you've been working on yourself? I'd like to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. Maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're going to make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going? Oh, there she is. Oh, hello there.
Oh, right.
All right, I suppose
I
now.
should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes. You beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
Joy to see kids like her smile. The future changes slowly. The burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
The place where I ought to be. A slide of myself I have to show. The path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yes. I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Oh, the gang is all here.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss over it. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
What are those common folk gonna do against that group?
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Would have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve. Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around,
And the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right, the capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit? Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hockenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day, but we're in this together. We believe in you.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Right.
I resolve to believe in my ideals no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, a king's beliefs can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
That we did, Stroll, that we did.
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
This game doesn't end.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I think, yeah, I just want to do it,
I
yeah.
want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Well, there's the joke.
Never the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward.
I mean, the game's coming with us, right? If we're gonna go hunting for monsters.
As a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized. So I'll press onward. That's the best I can do.
If that was was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the ballet court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
I'm glad to hear that, but will that be all right?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf.
Yeah, we were.
In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, the people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
My friends and I believe as I do. Their support is the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year, 'tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? And we'll just have to lead by example.
Right then, let's go.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? A timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills.
And fully armed with the power of the PlayStation 5 controller.
You have my sincerest thanks.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
Oh, look who it is.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow!
Don't fall off now.
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Well, that was a great ending. I liked it. I enjoyed that ending. Yeah, we'll let the credits play as I finish my dinner here. Now, I've heard there's a super boss, but I meant to look up. I don't know if I have to play New Game Plus before I can unlock it or not. If I have to play New Game Plus, then what I'm gonna do. Same thing goes with getting the platinum for the game. I know it. I have to play New Game Plus for that, and I'm gonna get the platinum, but at the same time, I really just don't want to play through this game again right now. It's it's a long game. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. You know, definitely in my I think the games came out last year. I played. Rebirth is still number one. I'm gonna go Silent Hill 2 Remake number 2. And this is a very close 3. Like 2 and 3 are very close. Rebirth to me is just one of the greatest games of all time. But this is an excellent game. I definitely want to check out the Persona games. I've heard 3 and 5 are the best. I don't know if it matters what order you play them. I don't know if they're like this game where it's a standalone, or if it's like an ongoing story. If it's an ongoing story, I'll play them in order. Otherwise, I'll probably just, you know, play 3 and 5 up there. I don't know which one I'll do first. I don't know which one I'm going to do that then. Because next, I think next actually I want to do Indiana Jones and the Dial of that was the movie. It's the Indiana Jones game, whatever it was called. And the Golden Circle, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna play that. I don't think that game's too long. So yeah, I'm actually gonna be out of town in March, which is in, well, actually I basically leave a week from, I guess, this Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. Anyways, so I want to like have like a bunch of stuff backed up to upload to the YouTube. I'm gonna try and still record some stuff while I'm gone, but I know I probably won't get as much done as I'd like to, so that's why I want to have stuff, you know, in the vault. First off, let me Google this here. What's a metaphor ReFantazio super boss? Here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. This is, yeah. So I can start a new Game Plus file, progress into the story, and unlock the Academia. Enter the Academia and find the large red book near the couches. This book is called the Book of Hogwarts. Interacting if it will trigger the boss fight. Okay. Oh. I was forgetting about the screensaver thing. My question I have then is... Am I gonna have my entire party with me? Or... Wait. This is saying though your level will reset to level 1 and that boss is level 99. Alright. I feel I'm gonna let the super boss go. At least for a moment. I might still do it for this actual video, but I want to, you know, I just want, you know, find out about this because I think he said I could basically, you know, just talk Academia and fight the boss, but then not really, you know, that we can take on this boss during the final of the game when you have access to all archetypes and should be able, yeah. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna need to do it on a new game plus when I have to play through the game again. All right. Well, I guess we're saving that for another time then. No. But yeah, like I said, great game. Really enjoyed it. It kind of had that Lord of the Rings ending. It was like kept going and going and going, and then I feel like the way they ended there though is like, you know, there needs to be like a World Explorer endgame where I should just be able to go straight like fighting like a super boss now. I shouldn't have to start a new game. Plus, you know, I kind of thought that's what they were doing with the whole them going out on the runner. So. But whatever. Right. Yep, lots of people worked on this game, like every game. So I believe this game won some Game of the Year awards too, which is well deserved. Like I said, it's a really good game. You know, I like the turn-based style they have for it. That was, you know, I guess the only thing I really didn't like was the retry system. It kind of just made it like too easy. Because even like I feel like because I've never, that's on hard mode too, so it's like, okay, you know, And since like it feels like most things are weak to an element, and if they're not, you can, once you unlock Juna and get the dancer class, you can create a weakness to that an elemental. Even though but then also like the night class, like Hulkenberg, she could create a weakness to Pierce. The other classes could do that too. It just feels like, okay, let's see, what's the weakness? Is it fire? No. Is it ice? No. Is it lightning? Oh, wait, it's lightning. Okay, just restart the fight. Lightning, I felt, I do feel like I did take away from some of the challenge of the game.
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Yes, it does. Oh! Post-credit scene.
Look at that. The rubble's just made for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Is that Luis's Gauntlet Runner?
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideals. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
I kind of felt unnecessary. Just a little unnecessary. By saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as is to a new game. You transfer your currently owned items with some exceptions: money, mag, royal virtue, scan enemies, memorandum, archetype statuses, and total playtime. Yes. We're just going to start at save file number 1. Save complete. All right, hello everyone. So I just I started up the new game plus, and I ran through it to the point where I could get the access to fight against a super boss, and I gave it a try. Well, when I was doing the bosses at the end of the game, where I was just destroying them in like one turn, that's what happened to me. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that fight until I do a full new game playthrough, which probably won't be anytime soon. No. I enjoyed the game, but I'm ready to move on. I would like to take a minute, though, to talk about the things that I liked about the game, things I disliked, everything. I'm just talking about come to mind, the first thing that stood out to me, and it has since I saw the trailer. It's the artwork in this game, absolutely incredible. I believe it won Game of the Year in that, or the award for that a lot of times. So very happy about that. Also, the characters. I liked all of the characters. In fact, I also do wish that we had more options of characters to play with. Like, I kind of wanted to play as Barton. I wanted to play as Katarina. I don't think who else there would have been. I'm trying to think of the ones that gave me, whatchamacallit, archetypes. Alonso did. I guess he could have been okay and interesting to play with. Nuras, I don't know. Just then also what else? Yeah, I definitely wish I kind of could have played as more characters. I also wish that the dialogue choice that I made had more of like, I guess, an impact. Like it felt like sometimes like they would give me these choices, and if I didn't make the correct one, the game would be like, okay, try again. And I wish it was just, instead it was more like whatever choice I made, it just took that choice. I know there's a good ending. We got the good ending. There's a bad ending. But I kind of wish, since they, had so many like dialogue options throughout the game, that there was more endings. Because if you're going to give me the options, at least make them, mean something. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, I'm giving the option. That really, it doesn't really matter much to me at all. I'm trying to. What else I really want to say about this game? Like I said, really, really good game. But I definitely really enjoyed it. I talked about the retry thing already, which I said kind of I thought was just makes the game a little stupid to me. But it is what it is. But I guess like my biggest complaints about the game really. I'll just go through these real quick. Like Gallico could be annoying at times when she was like constantly like, you need to heal. You need to heal. I was like, or you've got all these things affecting you. It's like, okay. It was all that was also kind of annoying. And then like the few times like she would help in fights, you had to tell her every fucking time to do it. It's like, yes. Just do it. Like, can I just not put this to auto and just have her auto do it? But and the story was good. Look, I liked the story, but it also felt it was very like it seemed like okay, every time something like bad happened, it was immediately in a sense like rectified in some way, like the whole big twist with is the main character, is he really a human monster, and the person they're trying to save it, he's dead and stuff, and then it's like the very next thing it's like actually he's not a human monster. This was because of a spell that Luis pulled. Oh, and by the way, the prince isn't really dead because the main character actually is the prince. It just it felt that it was a very I felt it was a very PG and it's almost type of story, which. It's not the PG stories are bad. It's just the way the game started out with, Luis killing the king, and we find out that the son has been, cursed, and we thought, we believe he's to be led to be dead. Well, at least at the very start, it kind of felt like maybe, and then, Grius, him being killed. Like, okay, maybe this is going to be a bit of a, more adult, darker story, and didn't really feel that way. But that's all I really. That's how. The music also really good. I thought that was really good. Listen, I enjoyed the gameplay. It wasn't the worst gameplay. Well, no, I should rephrase that. It's I should go to say it the other way. I don't think it's the best gameplay for an RPG, but it's still really, really good. I'd say it's still exceptionally. Oh, yeah. One other thing, this kind of annoyed me, was the days and how I felt like some really like well, I'm trying. I'm not sure the word I want to use, but like some of the activities, I didn't like the fact that they would take up, like your day to do them. I don't think I used. Well, no. Okay. It was like so things like cleaning the runner or doing laundry or taking a bath or having a conversation with someone. I felt those things, like those should have been like, maybe in the beginning they take up time, but like cooking, you unlock speed cooking. I should be able to unlock speed features for all those things where they don't waste the day. That's, of course, there's, well, what are we going to do in the gauntlet runner? Well, okay, so maybe, talking with your allies, those things could still take the day, but I don't believe that, taking a bath, cleaning the gauntlet runner, growing the plants, the magic thing you get from Yufa, do you want and like those type of things, I don't think those should have taken up time. I don't. Or if they were going to take up time, you should be able to do multiple of them in a single, day. Like they, I'm not saying like the entire day. I'm saying like, okay, it's afternoon. I should be able to do like maybe three to four tasks every day during the afternoon, right? And then at night, maybe I can do 2 to 3 tasks at night. Right? Just something like that. It was just, one thing me. I wish you could have done that. But well, like I said, I think the game is great. I don't really like giving games a rating anymore. It's just, I find it, I don't know how to, I guess because I'm like good to go to give a game a rating. I'm like, okay. Oh, this game is, and I'm not talking about this game in particular. I'm just saying it like in general. I'll be like, oh, this game is a 92, and then I'll play another game, and I'll be like, man, I'm kind of thinking 92 for this game, but I think this game is way better than that game I gave it a 92 for. But I don't think this game is like a 94 or 95. Do I give it a 93? Do I give it the 92? Right? So I think what I'm going to do from now on is I'm just going to kind of like think this out for a bit. So don't like hold me to this as being the definitive thing, but like, oh, hey, okay. Like, great, like, the GOAT. Like, so that's as high as you can get. You can, GOAT status. Then it's Game of the Year status. Then I would say, like, like, I guess like Game of the Year contention, some of that, enjoyable, liked it, but probably won't ever play again. And just strip did not like it. Yeah, something like that. So I would say so. This to me falls in the Game of the Year category. To me is it is something that should have been okay. I'm not saying it should have been Game of the Year, but it was definitely deserving of Game of the Year nominations. Right? Maybe over time it'll make its way into the greatest of all time conversation for me. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll come back maybe in like a couple of years or so, whenever I get the inkling to play this game next to finish out all the achievements. And I'll see, does it still hold up? Do I still, enjoy it? Technically, I guess I did 2 playthroughs. Well, I didn't finish the first one because I did the whole restart thing. But I played this game for 244 hours, it says here on my Steam. Here. Oh, let me move my... Yeah. It's like, would you recommend this game to other players? Yes. Obviously. Right. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Like I said, I'm planning on doing the Indiana Jones game next. And then I'm thinking Astrobot. I'm going to actually go through a list of games I have to, that I want to, I want to make recordings of, content on, whatever. And I'm going to look through and see, how long those games take to play. Because I'm going to try and knock out as many this month as I can, like I said, before I go on my little vacation. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed Metaphor ReFantazio. If you did, please, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.